So students, today we will discuss a new chapter of geography. The name of the chapter is Air. So students, let's first discuss the introduction of the chapter. The Earth, the planet, it is surrounded by a thick blanket of layer which is held by a gravitational force is known as the atmosphere. The atmosphere which consists of many gases, hydrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, organs, other in varying proportions. Though there are other planets also, they are having the atmosphere, but the Earth is a unique planet having the atmosphere that support the life of the people. It means the gases we are having, it contains the life supporting properties. For instance, the oxygen. Oxygen is a gas that without this gas, no one can survive. So we can say that for survival of the human being, the atmosphere is very much important. The atmosphere, it gives us, it provides us the oxygen we breathe, and also it protects us from the harmful rays that we also known as the ultraviolet rays. If there will not be any of the protection of this atmosphere, of the thick layer of air, so what will happen? See, we will be burned or we will be baked during the daytime when there will be the sunlight, and we will be frozen when it is night. So it is very important for living of the survival. If you need if you live a livelihood in any of the planet, so it is very much required. There must be a layer of air, or we can say there must be a atmosphere.
What is air? Air is the Earth's atmosphere. Air around us is a mixture of many gases and dust particles. It is the clear gas in which living things live and breathe. It has an indefinite shape and volume. It has no color or smell. It has mass and weight. It is a matter as it has mass and weight. Air creates atmospheric pressure. There is no air in the vacuum of the cosmos.
So students, let's discuss the composition of the air. So students, let's discuss the composition of the atmosphere. Do you know students that the air we breathe, it is a mixture of many gases, and the nitrogen and the oxygen are in a bulk in the atmosphere, and the other gases are in lesser quantities in the atmosphere. Let's understand with the help of the diagram that the gases and the quantities. In which proportion they are present in the atmosphere. See, the nitrogen is 70% in our air, and oxygen that we breathe, it is 20% in the air. The carbon dioxide it is 0.0003% in our air, and the organ is 0.93%, and the other gases are present in our air, it is 0.04%. So students, in this diagram we can see that some of the gases, they are in less quantities, but two of the main gases like oxygen or the nitrogen, they are in bulk. It means the nitrogen, it is in 70%, 78% in our environment, and the 21% of the oxygen is there. Now we will discuss about the features of the composition of the atmosphere.
Composition of air. The atmosphere is composed of several gases, water vapor, dust particles, etc. The important gases are nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide, neon, helium, hydrogen, ozone, or etc. By volume, nitrogen is 78% and oxygen about 21% together. These two gases make 99% volume of a atmosphere. The rest 1% are many other gases which are very less in volume, but they are also important for us. Nitrogen is used by our plants for their survival, but plants cannot take nitrogen directly from the air. Bacteria that live in the soil take nitrogen from the air and change its form so that the plant can use it. Oxygen is vital for the survival of humankind, and nitrogen is vital for the plant life and in turn for animal life. Green plants use carbon dioxide to make their food and release oxygen. Ozone protects us from the ultraviolet rays of the sun. The dust particles become base for the water vapor to rest upon and thus form a layer of cloud which gives a rainfall.
So students, just we have discussed the composition of the atmosphere. In the composition of the atmosphere, we discussed that there are many gases present in our atmosphere in different proportion, or we can say the varying proportion with the different properties. Now let's discuss the features of composition of the atmosphere. What are the features of the composition of the atmosphere? The first feature is that the atmosphere, it is a combination of the gases, where we have so many gases are there as we have discussed, but these gases are colorless. We cannot see them, odorless, we cannot smell them, even we cannot test these gases. So these gases are testless. The next feature is the air or the atmosphere. It is a combination of gases, water vapor, dust particle, or the smoke. And it is also there, the nitrogen or the oxygens are present there. In 70%, 78% the nitrogen is there, and the 21% the oxygen is there. We will discuss this both of the point in detail after this. And the lower layer, in the lower layer of the earth, we can find the water vapor and the dust particles, and the amount of the substantial amount of the water vapor and the dust particles are varying from place to place or the time to time. And the heavier gas like oxygen, we can find this gas in a lower layer. So this is why that the mountaineers, they used to carry with them the oxygen cylinder by scaling the high peak. And as I have told you that it is a composition of the air and it is varying from place to place or time to time. So the composition of the clean and dry air is fairly uniform in the lower layer and up to height of around 8 km from the sea level.
Balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the air. The balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is maintained through respiration in plants and animals and by photosynthesis by plants. Plants produce oxygen during photosynthesis and utilize oxygen during respiration. They produce much more oxygen during photosynthesis than they consume. This is how the oxygen consumed by plants and to large extent by animals is replenished in the air through photosynthesis. What is greenhouse effect? Solar radiation passes through the clear atmosphere, most radiation is absorbed by the Earth's surface and warms it. Some solar radiation is reflected by the Earth and the atmosphere. Some of the infrared radiation passes through the atmosphere and some is absorbed and re-emitted in all molecules. The effect of this is to warm the Earth's surface and the lower atmosphere. Infrared radiation is emitted from the Earth's surface.
Dear students, now let's discuss the significance of the atmosphere. Why the atmosphere is important for us or for the plant or for our environment. See, first is nitrogen. The nitrogen is very important as the nitrogen is the most plentiful gas that is present in our air, and as a human we inhale some of the amount of the nitrogen to our lungs and then we exhale it. And for the plant it is very important because the plant they make their food with the help of the nitrogen only. And how they take the nitrogen? They do not take the nitrogen directly from the sunlight but with the help of the bacteria. These bacteria are found in the soil or in the root of the plant, and they change the form of this nitrogen and then they make it use for the plant. The second gas is oxygen. It is the second plentiful gas, and the human and animals they use the gas. It is very important for the survival of their life and the photosynthesis. The plants they release the carbon dioxide during the photosynthesis, and this oxygen it content in the air is fixed and it will be disturbed when we will cut the trees. The carbon dioxide is the third gas. It is also very important because the green plant they release the oxygen during the time of making their food during the photosynthesis, and also the human and the animal they release the carbon dioxide and it is absorbed by the plants, okay, and it controls the earth temperature. The carbon dioxide it controls the earth temperature by absorbing the all heat of the sun, and that keep the earth warm, and this is also known as the greenhouse effect. The fourth gas is ozone. The ozone is the upper layer of the upper house. It is found in the upper layer, and the ozone layer is very important and it is also known as a protective shield that protects us from the ultraviolet rays, and that by if we will not have the ozone layer, so we can get so many skin diseases and other cancer and other diseases. And the fifth one is the water vapor. It contains the atmosphere, it contains the water vapor also, and these water vapors it makes the air and the environment and the atmosphere warm by the hydrological cycle. And also the sixth, it is a protective shield. This atmosphere, it is a protective shield. How they protect us? Why we are calling it a protective shield? See, as the meteorite they are falling, as they fall from the sky, so because of this protective shield of the atmosphere, they get burned, and in this way, like this, the atmosphere protect our earth. And the last one is sound waves, and also the atmosphere that is responsible for the sound waves that can travel in the air, and by this we can communicate with each other and we can listen with each other voice. So this is because of the sound waves that is only possible because of the atmosphere. So these are the importance of our atmosphere. So atmospheres are very important for us.
So students, let's discuss the atmosphere temperature. Our Earth has no light and heat of its own. It receives heat from the sun. The surface temperature of the sun is estimated to 6000 degrees centigrade. The sun continuously radiates its energy known as solar radiation. The Earth receives only a fraction of the total solar radiation. The amount of solar radiation coming down to the Earth is known as isolation. On the basis of heat received by the Earth, we may divide the Earth into the following heat zones: torrid zone, temperate zone, and frigid zone. Torrid zone lies between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn on both sides of the equator. Here the sun rays are almost vertical throughout the year. This zone receives maximum heat and it is the hottest zone of the Earth. The temperate zone lies between the Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere, and between Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle in southern hemisphere. In this zone, the sun rays never fall vertically. This zone is neither too hot or not too cold. Frigid zone lies to the north of the Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere and to the south of Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere. Here the sun rays are very slanting. This zone receives very low amount of heat, hence this is very cold part of the Earth.
Structure of air.
Structure of air.
The atmosphere extends to over 1000 kilometers above the surface of the Earth.
The densest mass of air is near the Earth's surface,
and it becomes thinner and thinner as we go higher and higher
away from the surface.
The atmosphere is divided broadly into the following layers: the troposphere, the stratosphere, the mesosphere,
the mesosphere,
the thermosphere, the ionosphere, and the exosphere.
Pollutant in the air. Pollutants like carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, and lead particles are the main causes of serious threats for the environment and human beings. Smog. The smoke particles, when combined with fog, form smog. Diseases. The above particles cause diseases like irritation in eye, skin disease, respiratory diseases.